Okay, so this is the video for the Module 8 Anthroposphere lab and homework. Just a rundown real quick. Homework I'm really excited about. I actually do this for my environmental science class too. And you're going to measure and calculate your own personal ecological footprint. It's kind of dark, but I think it's really important information to understand. And the way you're going to do this is you're going to find 5 pardon me, ecological footprint calculators available on the web. You can look at ecological footprint. What's my carbon footprint? In fact, I'll put some of that specificity here. And I've given you one option, which is this footprint calculator. One thing I note is that the dot is .org, not a .com. You might not necessarily find all of these calculators are .org, or .us or .ca or any .govs. You might find that are some that are .com, and that's okay. The whole point is you're going to choose 5 different calculators because you're going to compare and contrast this information. So that's fine that we want English. So you're going to answer these questions. How often do I eat animal-based products? I eat them a lot. Sorry, guys. Very often. Meat daily. How much food that you eat is unprocessed, unpackaged, or locally grown. So you're going to go through these questions, and it's going to spit out either how many Earths are you consuming, how many tons of carbon, whatever reference that it's asking for, you're going to put in a table. And then you're essentially just going to write a reflection like we did with climate change about your contributions. Sorry, the deliverables will include this table as part of this reflection, and then your contribution. And I want you to think about what spheres that we've talked about in this class do you think that you impact based on your results? Read through these instructions. I'm fine with you using AI about, so one of the questions is, how do you think you can lessen your ecological impact? And it's okay if you don't know. So use AI. Ask, what are some ways I can lessen my ecological footprint? Or use Google, whatever you want. You don't have to. But this is where I'm getting, as long as you say in your reflection, hey, I asked ChatGPT what I could do to lessen, and here's what they said. And then I want you to think about what we call site biases. So I mentioned that my footprint calculator is a .org, and this is from Global Footprint Network. I'm going to do a little background to see what this organization is. Do I think that they are using a bias as part of this this concept? And I ask because you might find a site through BP or a big oil company. What's your particular carbon footprint? And it might give you a really big number and make you feel really, really guilty. But you can go back and say, you know what? A big oil company is trying to make me feel guilty about my usage. I think there's a lot of bias there so that they provide me with a lot of guilt so that I try to do more, or I try to buy more of their products, or I try to take the blame and put it somewhere else instead of BP. So think about the different biases that each company is using. Do not pay to use any site. You shouldn't have to. I've done this assignment many, many times, and I've had no students have to pay for a site. But if you come across one that's like, oh, pay $5 to donate for this organization, and then you can use their calculator, don't use it. Here's the rubric. So the homework's pretty straightforward. I really like this one. You're just going to do a quick reflection. I know, she's so mad. She's hungry. That's why she keeps walking from me, but it's not lunchtime yet. Okay, the lab. I'm actually really excited about this lab too. It's a really short lab. And I did that because I know we're coming up on the end of the term. I don't want to be cruel, but we're going to be looking at the human footprint of the world, as opposed to our individual footprint. This is not going to pop up in time, but it's okay. I have it up. Boop. So you're going to be looking at Earth's footprint as a whole based on how we have changed our land. And you're going to be using this really cool map that Nat Geo has put together. You're going to look at the world as a whole. And essentially what we're looking at here, this is the human footprint. You're going to end up using this legend button down here. We're looking at high human usage. Essentially, how much of the land have we changed as humans? And the high ones are red and yellow. I'm really sorry if you're colorblind. Please let me know if you are. Honestly, because this is not going to be, I think they tried to make it colorblind friendly. I'm so sorry. I'm zooming in. It's so fast. But if you're struggling, please let me know and I will find a workaround. And we're essentially seeing like areas that are brighter have higher human usage than areas that are darker. And I want you guys to think about why and what things we might be doing to be changing this land, this geosphere. And then we're going to look at United States. Oopsies, I keep going the wrong way for zoom in. There you go. The United States, and you're going to tell me areas that have high human usage. And then finally, we're going to look at Washington. And we're going to look at Bellingham. I'm going to go look at Oregon so I can show you what we're doing, but in a different state. So you would zoom into like, we're zooming in to Bellingham, but here we're going to zoom into Portland. We're going to see Portland has high human usage, and I can click on it. And the percent of human modified land is 93% in the brightest places, or I guess the orangest places. Again, we're going to follow this key, this legend. But like if you click around Portland, you're going to see different percentages. So what I want is when you click in Portland, find the deepest orange that you can find or the deepest red to find the highest percentage. And that's going to be the highest land change. Let's look at Salem. Salem's only 91%, so it's not quite as high as Portland's 93%. Corvallis, where I used to live, is 88% changed. Eugene, 90%. So you're going to do that with Washington. And I just thought that this was a really cool interactive map. And if you want to get crazy, this is not part of the assignment, but you should go through the map. Oh, the base maps, pardon me. And see the different maps that we can play with. Ah, this is such a cool, Nat Geo is so cool. I hope it never gets defunded. So, and over here in Clackamas, 0.05%. I accidentally clicked that. I didn't mean to. But it is really interesting. 0.5%. What's this one? 0% human modification. So you're going to go through and you're going to tell me what ones have a high human percent and what has a low human percent. And there's a reflection at the bottom where you're going to consider those. So again, the whole point of this week's module is just to look at human impact and how we are influencing the change of the planet and in different ways. So have fun with it. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it's interactive and informative. Henry says goodbye.